Hey you guys, it's your girl Lady Miracle and I'm back with another video. But wait a minute, hold up. It's the new year. Happy New Year. We made it to 2022. It's such a blessing to be able to see a brand new year, regardless of all the things that we have been going through for the past couple years. But it is a brand new year and I'm really excited about it. I also want to thank you guys for supporting me and my channel and watching my videos and making sure that you also like and subscribe to it. It's been a beautiful blessing. I cannot wait to see what 2022 has in store for me, and I hope you guys are on my journey too. So yeah, but enough about all that. Let's get into this video. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Raven Symone and how her childhood helped her in a positive way and also in a negative way. How did it affect her and make her the woman that she is today? But before we get into this video, you already know, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share this video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to know the next time I upload a new video. So let's talk about Raven Symone.
And then you wonder why all these child stars have these issues. You were not allowing them to grow up as human beings. You were stifling them at the youngest and most important development age of their time, and then you expect them to be normal later?
Raven Symone Christina Pierman Madej was born on December 10, 1985 in Atlanta, Georgia, to Lydia Golden and Christopher Pierman. As an infant, she worked for Atlanta's Young Faces Incorporated modeling agency and was featured in local print advertisement.
The story goes that when I was being pushed in a stroller, people used to think I was a doll, and so my parents got me into modeling. You know, my father really loved the Cosby Show. My mother really loved the Cosby Show, so they watched it a lot. And the story goes, I have no clue, I don't remember, but that I got up one day and I said, I can do what Rudy can do. And so they sold everything they had, drove to New York, signed with Elite Modeling Agency, went on a lot of different auditions, lived in Queens, not very high end. We didn't have a lot of money, and you know, really pushed. My dad really wanted to make sure that the world knew my name, not just my character name.
So we're gonna talk about Raven's dad for a minute because some of this stuff doesn't really make any sense, but I know it's possible, obviously, because she did make it what it is, but normally this doesn't really happen. So let's take a look at this clip real quick.
One of the dream catchers is pay attention, and it's about being with your children, not just, you know, we all work, you know, 8 to 5 or whatever. I was pretty lucky because of the business we're in, it was 24 hours with them. But I think that we need to find that time, and I use the 80-20 principle, and using and understanding that 20% of the 100% of the things we do are more vital in getting the job done and helping them achieve their dreams. So paying attention to our children and making sure we're really being with them and listening to them. And as long as they know you're there to support them and feel as though you don't have any fear in your belief they can do anything, and then the world is open to them. You know, for a child that said at 2 years, I want to be on the Cosby Show, the #1 show in the world, and we're from Decatur, Georgia, I mean, and then for it to happen, what does that do to a child?
Really, that was her idea at 2?
That's right, I said earlier.
That's amazing.
You know, 2 years old, Dad, I want to be on the Cosby Show.
She was just watching the TV and told you that.
Just turned around and said, you know, I can do what Rudy can do.
So the host, ain't gonna lie, he tripped me out because the same way he was kind of like thinking or asking those questions, the same thing that I was thinking, because at a young age, just because your child say, oh, I could do that or I want to do that, then okay, well, we gonna go ahead and go and just do it. That don't make no sense to me. What I feel like, either one, something happened, maybe he lost a job or she lost a job or something, or maybe something bad was occurring to make them move. It's funny how he just put it all onto, okay, my daughter saw a show and she said she can do it, so hey, we're gonna pack up and we're just gonna go ahead and go. That doesn't, I want to do that too. I want to tell my mama, okay, mama, I want to do that too. You know what she tell me to do? Girl, go sit down somewhere. That's exactly what she do. But hey, everybody parent ain't like that, but hopefully, you know, it did work out the end for Raven, so I'm not even knocking the girl, but the story just didn't make no sense.
Hollywood can be thicker than blood sometimes. And so, be careful. Everybody has great intentions when they come into the industry. Everybody is like, I'm gonna, you know, cater to my child. I'm gonna make sure they're good. I'm gonna do this and do that. But there's a lot of stuff involved. There's a lot of egos involved. There's a lot of greed involved that might not bubble to the surface in a way that we typically see, but it does change the dynamic of parent and child. No doubt about it. And I would never put my child in the industry until they were over the age of 15. I wouldn't do it. And even then I'd be like, I think you should wait till you're 18, have a life. Because since the age of 3, I don't know what life is other than this. I'm more comfortable there. I know what lines I'm supposed to say. Somebody else picks my clothes for me. I have makeup done, I have hair done. And you create a family with these people that sometimes are closer to you than your own family. It's not very healthy later in life for me.
In 1989, Raven Symone auditioned for the role in the Bill Cosby movie Ghost Dad at the age of 3. She was considered too young for the role, but Cosby liked her so much that he found a role for her on his show, The Cosby Show, as his step-granddaughter, Olivia. She made her debut in the premiere episode of the show's 6th season and remained until the series finale in 1992. She was also on the TV show Hanging with Mr. Cooper from 1993 to 1997, both of which earned her a number of awards and nominations.
And I was right there learning my lines, making sure I performed. As my parents said, it's time to razzle dazzle. So that if anybody says that to me, I go, hey, what's up? How are you? Nice to see you. Like, I turn it on in a weird way, which I'm learning how not to anymore, but yeah. My memory of childhood really starts with the blue flooring on The Cosby Show, walking into the studio, and the smell of the sawdust at the studio itself. Minimal memories of school, a few memories of the place where I lived in New York, but mostly just blacked out. I have to be honest, my memory of my childhood in the industry is very minimal. I have association disorder. I tend to forget stuff quickly, except for scripts and how much that check is. I think I forget a lot of my childhood because it was intertwined with so many personal journeys and things that I just kind of want to forget in general, plus jobs, being young on a set, and having to learn upwards of 20 pages of script each week, and then purging to learn another 20 pages each week, kind of preps the brain for just keeping what it needs to. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember I don't remember a scene. I don't remember anything while it's a rehearsal or a camera. I remember the smell of the soul food coming out of his dressing room. I remember this. Okay, so when we opened the show in front of a live studio audience, you had to walk up these stairs, and we came down that classic staircase. I remember standing up there and playing with the wood before I went down. I do not remember as soon as the camera starts. Something clicks off, and I do what I'm trained to do.
In 1992, Raven Symone began her singing career at the age of 7, where she signed with MCA Records. She spent that year and the next taking vocal lessons from Missy Elliott. Her debut album, Here's to New Dreams, was released on June 22, 1993, which spawns 2 singles, That's What Little Girls Are Made Of and Raven Is the Flavor. That's What Little Girls Are Made Of reached number 68 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album, however, was not successful, and due to low sales, she was dropped from MCA Records in 1995. The album sold over 73,000 copies in the US. In 1996, Raven Symone and her father founded Ray Blaze Records, in which she signed a distribution deal with Crash Records for her second album, Undeniable, which was released in May 1999. The album sold over 2,000 in the US. To support the album Undeniable, she went on tour as an opening act for fellow Jive artist NSYNC, the NSYNC tour in 1998 to 1999.
When The Cosby Show was fizzling to an end, my father needed to plan what else my career entailed. and he wanted to make sure that people knew my name. And so I was the youngest person to sign with MCA Records at that time. I did a rap album. Missy Elliott wrote my single called That's What Little Girls Are Made Of. I was in the studio, respectable for a 7-year-old, hours of the night. I learned a lot about music and myself, and then I went on tour. My parents also, they said you needed something to fall back on, so if you're not acting or you're not doing this, what can you do to, stay out there and continue to pay bills?
Fun fact, did you know that, of course, Missy Elliott had wrote the song for Raven Symone for her album when she was a young kid. Now, in the video, that was actually Missy Elliott rapping the whole entire time when that light-skinned lady came through, but they didn't want Missy on the actual video because they talked about her looks and they didn't feel like it was appropriate for the video. I felt that was very disrespectful, but of course during that time, that's when they were very disrespectful and they wanted everything to be done or seen in a certain way. So that's a little fun fact for that little video. Anyway.
My likeness, whether you see it in an interview, whether you see it on print, whether you see it, however you see it at that time, had 15 people dictating what I should and should not look like. If I did whatever I want, I'm not gonna sell because it doesn't go with the brand. I was branded at such a young age. And then you wonder why all of these child stars have these issues. You were not allowing them to grow up as human beings. You were stifling them at the youngest and most important development age of their time, and then you expect them to be normal later? In my head, I have 3 different brains. At that age, you had to compartmentalize. When you're in the public eye, you have to. I dare you to know all of your school and go to class and do a TV show and do the red carpet and not talk back because you're still a kid. So there's a little bit of a disconnect for me in that area.
Let's take a minute to just thank Raven for giving pretty much her life to entertaining the world. Even though it wasn't even by choice, it was based off her parents and what they wanted her to do in life. She, in so many ways, sacrificed a lot. There are a lot of things that we went through as people that she never had the opportunity to do so. And I know. Y'all be like, well, why is she complaining or whatever else because she has money and she's famous and everything else? Do you think that was really by choice for her to actually do that? I don't think so. And even with her doing one thing, her parents push her to do other things just to be able to pay the bills. It's so much pressure, and I can completely understand why Raven was the way that she is, and to be in control to how she became in front of the camera and in front of the world. That could be a lot of pressure within somebody. So just taking a moment to think about that, Raven has sacrificed a lot. She has done a lot, and to be able to break through that without going through all the other stuff for what the childhood other people did, or childhood stars, as I must say, she was able to overcome that. But mentally, how did that truly affect her? Was it good? Was it bad? I give her props for what she's done for us.
Well, that's the one thing that I don't have to listen to anybody tell me what to do or tell me how to change it or have directions. I can do it all myself, and it kind of gives me some freedom in this caged world that we live in.
It can be that way. You're absolutely right. Well,
as Raven was growing up, she definitely went through the same things that we all did as young girls due to peer pressure, looks, style, and having self-confidence, especially when it came down to her weight. Her weight became a huge problem to others in the industry, and it wasn't even that bad, but the fact that she only had control over what she ate was the only thing that she only strived to be able to actually control. So imagine having somebody tell you what to do, how to do it, and being able to just jump into that mode all your life and trying to have some type of control over it. So I'm not surprised that she did take control even down to her eating, because with her weight and going back and forth, it was always a standard. Even to this day, you have to look a certain way just to get a certain attention, and that is a lot of a peer pressure, especially if you are a young child.
I think the stress happened for hanging with Mr. Cooper because I did hang with Mr. Cooper when I was 7 years old to 11 years old. At that time, the conversation of weight started to come up, and don't eat this, don't eat that, and you know, you have to be on point, and it was a little bit more lackadaisical, and the stress of being around people that I'm more cognizant of because I'm not 3 years old, and whatever stress 7-year-olds go through, like in trying to be in a new school and be liked and whatever, let's magnify that by probably 30 on the fact of you can't mess up in front of a live studio audience because each show cost about $1 million to make, so you just want to make sure that you don't mess up. I'm sure those thought processes started to permeate within my body, making my stress level go up a lot more.
I consider the role that changed my life to be Olivia. I consider the role to show me what my life is. That's a Raven. And That's a Raven made me understand how other people look at me. I say it, and I used to say it a lot more, but I know who I am. I don't believe in who I am. You always get that person like, you better know who I am. Calm down, bro. You poop on the toilet just like me. Calm down, okay? And this one made me feel like, oh, I've been in this industry for a really long time, even though this is just my normal life. You guys see me differently. So that's what That's a Raven did for me. My awareness of my sexuality was prevalent to me at 12, but there was some things younger, in like the 10 single digits. I had friends that I experimented but never went far because I knew that this can't be talked about. I kind of like pushed myself to open myself up to look for boys in a more than just, you know, oh my God way. I look back now and I'm going like, whoa, you liked girls. You liked them. I didn't want to tell my parents because I didn't. I knew I couldn't say it out loud because, oh my God, little Olivia's gay? This is crazy. I had the #1 show on Disney. I had multiple albums. I'd been on tour with NSYNC. People have bucket lists. My bucket list was finished at 18. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to deal with it, and I didn't care what was going on. I remember when Ellen came out, and I remember rumors surrounding other people, but when that happened, there were no good conversations coming out of it. It was always negative. So if you don't see other people going through it in a positive way, why would you say anything? There was nothing that would have made me want to deal with my own issue at that time. Nothing. Even if I got sick, I probably would have been like, I'm taking this to the grave. But that eats at your soul. That eats at your soul. Period.
So overall, I definitely give Raven Symone her flowers now because honestly, I don't see how she was able to overcome everything that she's been through and being able to entertain the world and growing up with all that pressure and being able to become the person that she is without going crazy. Because me, I probably would have went crazy because I can't stand with nobody telling me what to do. So imagine producers all your life and your mom and your dad and everybody trying to have complete control over your life. Like, give Raven her flowers while she's here. She is a strong, independent, wonderful person, and I definitely commend her to everything that she's done. If she's the person that she is, don't judge her. Let her be great. Let her be as a person, because I believe overall she definitely deserves everything that she has gotten or is continuing to get. And all the learning lessons that we can learn from her is just very important, because you never know who it really affects today. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.